Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Watkins Glen International for the 13th race in the 2020 FBRL Napa Truck Series. Here for 35 laps of action on this 2.45-mile road course circuit in the state of New York. On the front row is Tyler Black and Ryan Reed. Reed was fastest in practice. Jesse Turner, SCS driver and legend, with Will Goss in row 2, Bobo Jones, Ryan Butcher, row 3, Fitzwater, Cloud, Bilson, Baker, your top 10 as we are green from the Glen. And Reed gets the better jump down into turn 1, heavy braking corner right on the start. And clean through turn 1 at the front of the field, it'll be Ryan Reed leading them up the S's. As Goss and Black battle it out for second, Goss will take the position. Now Butcher to the left side of Tyler Black. Butcher comes in with a 7-race top 10 streak as Jesse Turner is peaking for the move into the bus stop. And up ahead, Goss is all over Ryan Reed for the race lead. As Black will settle out in the third, Butcher fourth. Turner was side by side there with Logan Cloud for fifth as they come out of the carousel. And they'll head down into then turn 6 and turn 7. Reed with a bit of a defensive line, looking to lead the first lap for Texan Motorsports. As everybody jockeying around the track looking for position, somebody was way off there, off that corner. And Reed will lead him down on the first lap. Goss second, Black third. Butcher fourth and Turner fifth. Cole Baker already up the sixth after starting in 10th. Cloud seventh, Bobo Jones eighth. Fitzwater ninth. And Ben Crouch up the 10th, passing Eric Monaco. As Nick Breeding and Zachary Bilson battle for position. That is for 12th place. And up ahead, Goss looking for the lead as Butcher will make it by Tyler Black for third. Man, Ryan Butcher's Anjado number 80 Toyota looking fast here today at the Glen. As said before, top 10 streak is at 7 races. And now Will Goss will look at the right side of Ryan Reed for the race lead. Into turn 6 they go. And as Butcher closes up, Will Goss will look to take the race lead after a poor performance at Chicagoland a week ago that cost him the points lead. And now Butcher looking to draft Goss past Ryan Reed. They get a little close there on the fenders through turn 1. But the Flipside Motorsports driver will take the race lead on lap 3. Now Butcher challenging Reed for second place as Jesse Turner looks to pass the points leader of Tyler Black for fourth. Coming into the race here today with 8 races remaining, Black with a 19-point lead over Will Goss for the point standings. As Butcher and Reed made contact going into the bus stop, and Reed's going to lose it. And into the tire barriers he goes. Nick Breeding spins around. AJ Jones, Griffo Lapo McDermott, Ariel Carmona, and Bob Burns, several drivers just absolutely losing it in the bus stop. And that is going to hurt all of their runs as someone is off the track, I think. Yes, indeed. That is Austin Murray, who is smoking and destroyed. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but several drivers with problems here on lap 4, and Nick Pericles will take it to pit road. An amazing turn of events here. On lap 4 will take several drivers out of the running, and Ryan Butcher's top 10 streak is over. You can just see going into the bus stop, contact is made right there between Butcher and Reed. Reed loses it, and Butcher's going to drive it into the tire barriers, trying to go full steam through the grass. and everybody else was spinning all over the place. Several drivers there. One of them was Nick Breeding, who just straight up lost it. And I think spotters over the radio saying wreck, wreck, wreck. And you see there Breeding just went to turn in way too late. Bilson and Warren just about did the same, but Breeding loses it. AJ Jones is already around. It looks like he overturned to the right. And Lepo McDermott's got nowhere to go. Makes contact with the front nose. And then Arier Carmona and I believe TJ Smith are going to do the same thing that Breeding did. Oh, Smith actually keeps it together. But Carmona with a rookie mistake going into the bus stop. Bob Burns spun it as well. And then we actually already had several drivers behind the field. This happened on lap 2, and Austin James just dove it into turn 1 and wrecked himself and Hannah Allen. So aggressive driving from Austin James early on in this race. Several drivers went wide coming out of the bus stop, and right here Pericles and Murray are going to get together, and they are just, oh man, that was very close to disaster. And then Murray is under the greenery trying to find his way back to the track, and up here he comes, and he is already destroyed. Pericles took a hard lick too. We're gonna have to get another look at this. And Pericles has been the topic of conversation lately as an aggressive driver, and right here he just turned down in the Murray. Not even sure if he knew he was there, but right there, that was really close as he hit the wall. And man, Ryan Dagby came inches away from slamming into Nick Pericles. Murray would limp it around the pit road, but coming into pit road, he just goes right into the barrels and ends his day like that, and that is not good at all. Lane Sanders had a bad qualifying run. He started 31st, and he just made his way past Ryan Dagby for 22nd, so Sanders moving his way up through the field. In fact, all the Breeding Enterprises trucks started outside the top 20. Just saw Pericles get involved in that incident there. Jack Porkins is up here inside the top 20. S3 Motorsports driver Samuel England had a bad qualifying effort. He finds his way in 18th. As pit road is littered with drivers now taken out of this race. England all over the bumper of Austin Rogers for 17th place. England will look to gain another position on the track. His 56 Chevrolet is looking quite fast on this road course here today. As driving the 4 this weekend is Eric the Max. Last weekend, Jordan Fisher took the 4 truck to victory lane at Chicagoland. And the Max looking to do it again here today, as the Max and Turner, along with Zachary Fitzwater, are 3 drivers fighting for the Watkins Glen sweep. Can they get it done here today? There is a heckload of battling right here inside the top 10, looking at a top 5 position. Monaco, Bilson, Crouch, Fitzwater, and Cole Baker all in this fight, as Will Goss has a 1.4 second lead over Jesse Turner. AJ Jones has returned to the racetrack. Logan Cloud having a good run here for New Shade Industries. In 4th place so far, all over the bumper of Tyler Black. There's AJ Jones without a hood, and Austin Murray and Ryan Butcher are out of the event, and they will not be receiving many points at all. In fact, they will get 1 point apiece, 36th on down. And a poor result for those 2 drivers who were looking to gain more points today in the championship battle. Meanwhile, the points leader, Tyler Black, running in 3rd, as Will Goss is looking to get that points lead back, or at least gain back on that points lead here today. He continues to lead this thing here on lap 6. but he's going to have to fight off Sony Cup Series legend Jesse Turner for the race win. The way things are looking, as Turner cut down that lead by 0.5 of a second that time by Jesse Turner with a rocket ship of a truck from Diego Yepes Incorporated. Not today. Texan Motorsports wanted Ryan Reed was fastest in practice, started second. Nick Breeding started 11th, and both drivers with problems going into the bus stop. And now they both sit 2 laps down in 39th and 40th place. Aria Carmona making her debut is another driver 2 laps down there for Ditech Racing. Carmona making her first of what will be a couple of starts here at the end of 2020 for Ditech. And this one not off to a good start at all for her. And speaking of debuts, Brandon Beal in the 66 Burns Motorsports truck is on his debut here in the Napa Truck Series. And after starting in last place, Beal has this truck running in 27th. About 18 seconds back from the race lead, so looking pretty good here for the debut driver of Brandon Beal compared to Aria Carmona, as Carmona's actually getting loose trying to pass Thomas Lipscomb. It's not for position, but Carmona's truck is clearly faster than the 3 out of Crossroads Racing. One of the drivers we've seen on the move here today is Cole Baker. Started in 10th place. He's up to 4th. 8th fastest lap time on the day. In fact, Austin Miller in the 37 has the fastest lap by a long shot over his teammate who's leading, Will Goss. And Austin Miller currently sitting in 12th place. Miller started the race today in row 8 with teammate Blake Warren. And Warren is a couple of positions ahead of him, running in 9th, challenging Zachary Bilson for 8th. And how about Bilson and Monaco at a Single Z Racing? Both trucks in the top 10 at the moment. Monaco qualified in 12th place. Bilson qualified in 9th, so they are hanging around where they started. Meanwhile, Bobo Jones qualified in 5th place, and he is down the running order as somebody spun off the track. I thought I saw skid marks there. Christian Vargas went very wide. Oh, and somebody's in pit road, and I believe has just hit the barrier, and it's the 12 of AJ Jones, I believe. So Jones with a problem, as Austin Miller diving it in there, looking for 10th place on Bobo Jones. And now he'll be under fire from Eric DeMax, who sits in 12th place. DeMax qualified in 13th. And DeMax has been unable mostly to move it forward. See if anybody makes a move here going into the bus stop corner, as everyone will stay in line. And Jesse Turner has made it by Will Goss in the midst of us looking back at the field. So move Jesse Turner to the lead, move Will Goss back to 2nd place. Here's how Jesse Turner did it. Much better turn 1 than Will Goss. Gets to his right side here, going up the S's. And Turner just able to get the grip, leaning on the door of Will Goss. Goss having the check up there through the left-hander. And you give the race lead to the Diego Yepes Incorporated 28 truck, driven by Jesse Turner. Fitzwater was racing behind AJ Jones into turn 6 when contact is made right there, and Fitzwater spins it around off the racetrack and into the sand trap he goes. And Fitzwater is going to lose a ton of positions from this incident. And after that contact was made, AJ Jones was on track, made a late move to pit and just didn't quite make it. Just clips the barrels there. Kept on driving though, so I'm gonna guess he is okay, but 2 drivers so far hitting the pit road barrel, trying to get it down there. Cole Baker is not leaving Tyler Black alone at all. The other Diego Yepes Incorporated truck has had a bad last few races. Baker involved in an accident at Kentucky and Chicagoland, and then engine problems at Bristol have dropped the rookie down outside the top 10 in the points. And entering Watkins Glen, he sits 13th now, 102 back of the points leader. We're talking about the points lead earlier. Will Goss coming in second, Black coming in as the leader. Murray and Butcher entered third and fourth, and now they are out of the race, and they will finish 41st and 42nd. AJ Jones has now retired from his contact with the pit wall, as Carmona, Reed, and Breeding are all 2 laps down. Pericles on the verge of going a lap down. In fact, there is the 48 truck, as Baker will make a move for third place on Tyler Black here coming up to the bus stop. Black going over the rumble strip there, entering, and Baker will yield for now. That's going to allow Logan Cloud to close some distance. But these drivers are about 5 seconds behind the leader, Will Goss. He might have been passed by Jesse Turner, but he has not let Turner pull away from him, so Goss is showing some amazing speed here today at Watkins Glen, maintaining that distance on Jesse Turner. And we believe pit stops are about 3 to 5 laps away from taking place on the racetrack. There's a big gaggle of cars, or trucks I should say, back here fighting for the last position inside the top 10. And right now, DeMax 9th, Bobo Jones 10th, as Monaco gets shuffled back. Hagan in 11th, as now Samuel England finds himself in 12th. What a drive by the 2019 Napa Pro Series champion. Has got his truck up to 12th place. England showed some speed in practice, qualified poorly, and here he is closing in on a top 10 position. Meanwhile, Austin Miller trying to fight back towards a top 10 position. He's fighting against Eric Monaco right now, as Porkins is side by side with Christian Vargas. And Monaco will dive it into pit road here on lap 13. And I believe he's got somebody else on pit road with him. And it's Will Goss in the 94. So Goss and Monaco are going to try and get the undercut to work here today at Watkins Glen. And I believe that's Austin James, who just came down pit road behind them. Back at the front, Jesse Turner's all on his own, and there's a problem with Griffin Lapo McDermott's truck. He is heavily damaged and off pace. Turner trying to put Nick Pericles a lap down, but is it pointless if he's coming down pit road this time by? And indeed it is, and Jesse Turner will be the first to dive it down on lap 14. Tyler Black will follow him. Cole Baker will stay out and inherit the race lead. Ben Crouch comes down as well. Larry Hagan. And I think that was Samuel behind us. Lapo McDermott has hit the pit wall. And I believe that is JD Martin, who just made contact with him entering pit road. And that is indeed Samuel England behind the 88 of Larry Hagan. Second week in a row, Griffin Lapo McDermott's truck has blown up, and there you see contact. Whoa, that was a weird way trying to enter pit road, and then JD Martin makes contact. And Lapo McDermott's day is done, and JD Martin would follow him out of the race as a result of that damage. Cole Baker leads here on lap 15. Does he hit pit road? Yes, he does, and Logan Cloud will be right behind him. Bilson, Warren, the Max. Bobo Jones made the move late. He just gets in there. Austin Miller and pretty much everybody else will come in the pit road here on lap 16. Zachary Fitzwater is back here in the running order. Unsure if he's got damage or not. As right now, the provisional leader is Will Goss over Jesse Turner. As Tyler Black had an awful pit stop, Larry Hagan has passed him for what will be third, with Samuel England up to 5th place. Let's see where they come out in regards to everybody who stayed out another lap. As pit road does not clear you until you are out of that blue wall. There's Cole Baker, there's Logan Cloud. And Baker will just be passed by Tyler Black. And Cole tires. The tires got to get up the heat here at Watkins Glen. Will Samuel England be able to find the way around Cole Baker before this lap is up? Meanwhile, JD Martin has retired from his contact with Griffo Lepo McDermott on pit road. And you gotta wonder if McDermott and AJ Jones are okay after hitting the pit wall. Both their trucks whipped around to the right, but who's to say if they are okay? But hopefully they were going slow enough, it's not anything severe. But those drivers out of the race right now, Ryan Reed and Nick Breeding, hope more and more trucks fall out of this thing because they want to get more than 1 point. As there are the 41 and the 40 on pit road off sequence due to their incidents earlier in the race. But Will Goss has a near 2-second lead as Tyler Black will throw it under Larry Hagan for what is 4th place, as Zachary Bilson is out here in 3rd. And Bilson just came down pit road, so Bilson, I think, actually stayed out another lap compared to Baker and the rest. As Tyler Black's gonna almost get shoved off the track. He'll lose a position to Hagan and maybe Cole Baker too. Oh man, and they are getting racy here for the top 5. Bilson will hold on to 3rd. Hagan trying to fight back for 4th on Tyler Black. As now Baker 6th, England 7th. Ben Crouch up to 8th, Cloud 9th. And I believe it is Blake Warren who rounds out the top 10. So for now, Bilson will hold on to 3rd. Pericles coming out of pit road from his stop. Black's going to make a move for the position again, as England is going to have to crowd Baker because of Pericles coming out of pit road, and the two will bang doors. And Baker's just going to be able to clear Samuel England as Tyler Black moves up to 3rd place. Jesse Turner's trying to hunt down Will Goss. It is the undercut strategy. So Goss with 1 lap older tires compared to Jesse Turner. As Pericles, a bit of a lap truck here for Ben Crouch, Logan Cloud and others. Eric DeMack sitting in 11th, Jones 12th, Monaco 13th, Miller 14th, Austin Rogers 15th, Kukalon, Porkins. Julio Caesar has got his truck in 17th place. Lane Sanders 18th, Vargas 19th. As Fitzwater currently sits in 21st. Actually, I believe those drivers are a position back each. So Sanders actually, I believe, is 20th, but Fitzwater down in the dumps in 21st place. Not being able to contend here for the win today. Austin James is looking to maybe get what would be his first top 20 finish. As looking at the standings, Austin James sits somewhere in the points. 40th through 11 races with no top 20 finish. Could it happen today for the 00? Kyle Springer moving up to 23rd as TJ Smith is fighting out with Christopher Jones for 24th. As Dewey Schramm appears to maybe have some kind of performance damage. Him and Hannah Allen have been unable to go anywhere on the track here today. And how about Brandon Beal, still on track, still looking clean. That Burns Motorsports Chevrolet is running in 30th place. Thomas Lipscomb up to 31st after making a move on Austin Johnson for the position. They are the last two on the lead lap as Will Goss remains your leader. It's a 7-second gap back to third place of Tyler Black, as Turner is closing in on the race lead once again. 15 laps to go at Watkins Glen, and the fight for the lead is heating up once again as Jesse Turner closes up with his 1 lap fresher pair of 4 tires. And will he make the same move on Will Goss up the S's? No, not this time. But he is there all over the bumper of Will Goss. Goss looking to be the first driver in Napa Truck Series history to capture 3 career wins. As himself, Nicholas Guerrero, Samuel England, and Nick Breeding all with 2 career wins. Turner is all over his bumper into the bus stop. As Tyler Black and others are more than 7 seconds back. But a reminder of the strategy here with where Will Goss pitted. He cannot make it on gas. And I don't believe anybody can make it on gas, so we should see the next cycle of pit stops at about lap 26 to 30. And Turner's gonna do it on the left side of Will Goss coming to the start-finish line. As there is a truck on pit road. And there are 2 trucks on pit road. In fact, that is Blake Warren and Ryan Dagby. And it appears there has been an issue between those 2. Likely fighting for a top 10 position. As Tyler Black, Cole Baker, 3rd and 4th. There you can see the skid marks going up the S's, so it appears something has happened here. Bilson still holding on in 5th. England 6th, Crouch 7th. Cloud and Hagen side by side for 8th as Eric DeMax is the final driver inside the top 10. Crouch will fall in line going into the bus stop. DeMax on the right side of Hagen, and Hagen will fall to 10th. Cloud up to 8th, DeMax up to 9th. They run on the track, and the 67 of Bob Burns has a lot of hood damage and has fallen a lap down, as has Hannah Allen and TJ Smith. Oh, and there's another truck smoking, and that is Nick Pericles, so it looks like we've got even more complications on the racetrack here at Watkins Glen, and Nick Breeding is on pit road. So Breeding's day is over, and that's all of them on the pit lane. So it looks like we have had a huge crash here at Watkins Glen, and we're gonna have to take a look at that like right now. Blake Warren going into turn 1 on Nick Pericles, and contact is made right there, and Pericles is not liking it. They continue to rub doors, and Pericles is just like, no man, you're going around. And Pericles and Warren wreck into turn 2. Warren's gonna get stuck, and then Dagby comes in and piles into Pericles. And both drivers just got stuck on the embankment in turn 2, and Dagby was just waiting for Warren to go or something. And then both drivers to pit road. Oh man, tempers flaring at Watkins Glen. Take another look at it and be the judge of Nick Pericles' hands on the steering wheel. There's the contact, and oh, I don't even know if he's just trying to get from the wall. Warren didn't really give him any room either, but that is a tough call to make. And then here he's just stuck in, oh, here comes Dagby. She's gonna hit him in the side, and then Vargas is just gonna get through this. Trying to see here what happened to Hannah Allen. And oh no, it's Nick Pericles who's just sitting there. And then Carmona pushes Breeding into the grass, and Breeding has nowhere to go. Hannah Allen's truck is there, but Pericles just in the way. Bob Burns got spun out from this. And man, Nick Pericles, you have to wonder with what happened at Chicagoland and everything that's happened today, if this man is even going to be allowed to run the next race. And strategy is at work here on lap 24. Zachary Bilson, Samuel England, Larry Hagan, Eric Monaco already down pit road as Turner and Goss remain on the track. And those drivers are really trying to get the undercut going here at Watkins Glen, looking for a shot at a win. It is not a full 13-lap run to the finish, as Blake Warren is coming back on the track from whatever happened with him. But Austin Rogers is currently running in 10th place, and if the undercut strategy does not work out, he could be looking at a top 10 finish here today at Watkins Glen. Austin Miller in front of him in 9th. As Springer James, a lot of lap trucks in the mix of things right now. Eric DeMax is up to 5th. Baker and Black have been top 5 the entire run. As Turner leads, he pit a lap later than Will Goss, but will he sacrifice his strategy, pit a lap early? He is driving away from the 94 right now. Turner has been the truck to beat all day. And these two continue to stay out as Brandon Beal will pull down to pit road. And there is another truck down here on pit road too, and that is Ryan Reed, but he is 2 laps down. Strategy at play here at Watkins Glen. 10 laps to go this time by. Now Austin Rogers all over the bumper of Austin Miller for 9th. It's currently just outside the top 10 is Jack Porkins, Sebastian Kukulon, Lane Sanders, and Christian Vargas. As more and more trucks come out of pit road, this is where things can get really dicey. As you see Springer go around Reed, and Rogers making a move on Miller for 9th place. But Miller gonna hold on for now. Sanders gonna make a move on Kukulon for 12th. See if this works out for him or not. Porkins trying to get around Ryan Reed. Sanders can't quite make it work. As Jesse Turner will hit pit road on lap 26, Will Goss will be the one to stay out this time, as will everybody behind in the top 5. So Turner, not wanting to risk losing this to an undercut, will come down the pit road with 9 laps to go. And we should expect this 2018 to take 4 fresh tires on this racetrack. No signs of anybody else coming down pit road, and no, Turner is taking right side tires only and filling it up on gas. So Turner with a 2-tire call from Watkins Glen. Oh man, how will this fare out for the 28? Where are the drivers who undercut? Oh, they are not even close. There is Bilson in England, and they are nowhere near Jesse Turner. I'm not even sure if these guys took 4 tires or not. But it looks like, looking at Christopher Jones, the call right now is right sides only. England will pass Bilson for what is the provisional 2nd place right now. And Turner is already entering the bus stop. And here comes everybody else. Goss, Black, Baker, DeMax, and Crouch. Austin James will stay on the track, but I believe he already pit. So now let's see what the call here is at 8 to go. We saw right sides only from Jesse Turner, and it's going to be the same strategy from Will Goss. For Cole Baker, Tyler Black and the Max. No signs of anybody taking forward. There's Jesse Turner. Where will Goss come out? He pit a lap later this time. There's the line. There's Jesse Turner. This is for the lead. And Turner will get him. But can Goss reel in Jesse Turner? He's got one lap fresher right side tires. And these two have seemed equal all day. But Goss has quite the distance to close up. Black out third, Baker fourth, the Max in fifth. As Samuel England has blown up, coming up the S's. And this is a dangerous spot to blow the motor. And he's going to pull to the left, and I think he's coming to a stop. And yes, he is right there. That is a dangerous spot to stop the truck, but a disastrous end to Samuel England's race here at Watkins Glen, blowing up, going up the S's. Samuel England was just driving along, going up the S's, and right here, boom, something breaks. And Samuel England's day at Watkins Glen is over. Bilson and Miller were sliding doors against each other there, missing him. But a tough break for the 2019 Napa Pro Series champion. And right there, he parks it, his day over. Turner has a 2.68 second lead over Will Goss. And what is the first of 3 races Turner is running this weekend. Next up for him is the Hardee's National Series in his own number 99 Ford Mustang. And then Sony Cup Series on Sunday. Turner looking to get the sweep done. The Max is 13 seconds back in 5th place. So it'll take a miracle for him to win it at this point. Fitzwater has been slow all day with damage. He runs in 18th place with that battered truck. As you look at the list of drivers out of the race, and with all those trucks, Ryan Reed will now get more than just 1 point. He's 32nd, Warren 33rd, Carmona 31st. With several trucks a lap down, as now Samuel England will join the DNF list. Something broken on that 56 truck, as Goss does not gain anything. In fact, he lost almost an entire second to Jesse Turner. That lap, with 6 laps to go, was it draft the whole time that allowed Goss to keep up. But the one thing Goss should probably be more worried about is the championship fight, as Tyler Black in 3rd and Cole Baker in 4th could be using the draft to move towards him. The Max by himself in 5th, Crouch 6th, Cloud 7th, Bobo Jones 8th, Bilson 9th, and Larry Hagan round out the top 10. Miller sitting in 11th. Austin Rogers 12th, Jack Porkins 13th, Monaco 14th. As Sanders, Kukulon, and Vargas get held up behind Austin Johnson. Sanders 15th, as this does not look good. 3 wide going into the bus stop. And Vargas had to slow way up to avoid some big-time disaster happening right there. Next truck inside the top 20 is Fitzwater, with Julio Caesar in 19th. And how about this? Cody Smart in 20th, Christopher Jones 21st. And there's Austin James in 22nd. He's looking for that first top 20 on the season. These drivers all close to being put a lap down. Kyle Springer 23rd. Brandon Beal has kept his nose clean all day, and that's allowed him to be up in 24th. Same for Thomas Lipscomb in 25th, as Dewey Schramm III sits in 26th. Samuel England's officially out with a valve. And there's Jesse Turner, with now a 3.9 second lead over Will Goss at 5 laps to go. Tyler Black has been running in third place pretty much the entire race. Cole Baker has been all over his bumper pretty much for 3/4 of this race. And Black knows with Will Goss one position ahead of him, losing third place would hurt him in the championship fight. Baker's looking for a podium finish here at Watkins Glen. And as we hit 3 laps to go, Will Goss is 4.5 seconds behind Jesse Turner. So staying out an extra lap has not worked out for the 94. As the rest of the top 10 has pretty much remained the same. The Max by himself, Crouch, Logan Cloud, Bobo Jones, Hagan, and Bilson. Bilson and Hagan likely on the fire soon from Austin Miller. As Jesse Turner is going to close up on some lap traffic. There are only 26 trucks left on the lead lap and 32 in total on the track. As the fastest time on the day still belongs to Austin Miller and Lane Sanders second by a good margin. So Turner has kept his truck clean this entire race. And he now will come to 2 laps to go. So now you gotta wonder, how will lap traffic play out? Right now it looks like it'll just be the 61, but Lipscomb and Beal are not that far along. Time is pretty much just counting down at this point for Jesse Turner as he extends the lead again, that time by to 5 seconds over Goss. And nearly 10 seconds over Black and Baker. But handling lap traffic here could be dangerous. We've seen accidents today involving lap traffic. So Jesse Turner's got to be wise about how he gets by the 61. He's going to pull to the right side of him here. Will he clear him going into the bus stop? Oh, contact is made right there. That was very dangerous. But Jesse Turner kept it straight, but his left rear quarter panel was all over Dewey Schramm's right front. And that was likely a heart in the throat moment for Jesse Turner. As passing a lap truck going into the bus stop looked like a very scary endeavor. White flag is in the air though for the hometown driver. One more lap around this 2.45 mile circuit. As Will Goss is fading in the distance, another 0.6 gained there for Jesse Turner. As the fight is on for positions around the racetrack, including right here for third, Tyler Black and Cole Baker still going at it. Baker, though, falling a little ways back. Bobo Jones has closed up on Logan Cloud for 7th, as Austin Miller has made it by Zachary Bilson for 10th place. Austin Rogers, Jack Porkins right there in the wake outside the top 10. As look at this big battle here between teammates, Smart and Christopher Jones, Austin James, Kyle Springer, and others. But as he goes through the final corners, it'll be hometown legend Jesse Turner of the Sony Cup Series taking the first checkered flag of the weekend. He wins in the Napa Truck Series at Watkins Glen. And it was a very good fight with Will Goss, but the strategy work on top of the pit box gave Jesse Turner a 2.5 second gap, and he put the pedal to the metal and drove away from Will Goss at the end of this one. Goss will come home with a 2nd place result. Tyler Black holds on to 3rd over Cole Baker, so he minimizes the damage to his points lead. As this is Tyler Black's, I want to say 10th top 10 on the season. Remarkable from the rookie driver. Eric the Max will come home in 5th. Ben Crouch 6th. Logan Cloud 7th. Bobo Jones 8th. Larry Hagan 9th, and Austin Miller rounds out the top 10. As Thomas Lipscomb just got passed in the closing laps by Brandon Beal. Or actually, I think he had already gotten passed by Brandon Beal. I think he was charging there. But 25 trucks will finish on the lead lap here today at Watkins Glen. What a race by Jesse Turner and the Napa Truck Series regulars. Napa Truck Series will be off for a few weeks, but then we will return at IRP for some short track action for an Indianapolis race weekend. So until then, Jesse Turner, your winner here at Watkins Glen in the Napa Truck Series back-to-back races. A Sony Cup Series driver has won in the Truck Series. Here come your official race results, and I'll see you guys next time.